So,
Yeah? It's okay. You want to?
yes. Oh, I'm doing it.
You always do it.
Ooh, child. What's up, guys? My name is Brian. This is my husband.
Alex.
And we're Meetthemazelins. That's what, right? I feel like I missed a whole lot. Let's do it again. What's going on, guys? My name is Brian. This is my husband.
Alex.
And we are Meetthemazelins.
Yeah, guys, it has been a little while since we've done anything sitting down on a couch. We are steadily approaching our 4-year anniversary here on YouTube. Yeah, September marks 4 years that we've been sharing our lives, sharing our story here on YouTube. So many things have changed since the first video that we released, which was a Q&A. And every year since then, if you haven't realized, we've actually done a Q&A. So this is the Q&A for year 4.
Wow. That's crazy. You know, it actually feels a little longer than 4 years, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because we don't really take breaks.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely feels, I can feel the 4 years.
Yeah.
Like on YouTube at least.
No, yeah, for sure. But yeah, this one is a little bit deeper than we normally go. Normally we put it out there to our community to ask us questions. This time around we decided not to do that. Not because we don't want to get other people involved, but because a lot of the times we get a bunch of the same questions. And I think now that because we've been doing this for a little while, we want to dig a little deeper and have you guys get to know who we are 4 years later.
Okay.
All right, so let's get to it.
Okay, first.
Stealing my chopstick.
Okay. All right, guys. So, should I tell them that it's broken into sections or?
I think you can just ask.
Just ask questions? Okay. All right, so the first question is, what drew you to me when we first met?
Well, initially, first thing hands down was that you can get a little spicy. So whatever joking energy I was giving you and the sarcasm that I was giving you, you were giving me right back. Other than that though, I think that you have this very silent confidence about you. You came off just like very serious, but also very intentional about what you do. And that kind of energy really just drew me in.
You want to elaborate? Like the serious yet intentional, was that in person or was that like via the phone? Like you felt that while we were connecting through the phone?
I would say both, but more so in person. Like the things that you'd say it and there's like no joke about it. Particularly like, when Jomaro jokingly asked you, what are your intentions with my friend? And you're like, to marry him and take him to the US. And this was 1 month after meeting each other.
Jeez, it's so cringe.
But those kinds of things to me gave me reassurance even when I didn't know that I needed it. And it told me very early on that this is somebody who is just as serious about me as I am about them. And I feel like that's something that I felt like I was lacking before.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
What drew you to me?
What drew me to you initially was your smile. And I know that's so basic and I've said it before, but your smile is extremely inviting and it's beautiful. I think what drew me to you in person was the calm you were able to put over me. Because coming out of that airport after 4 hours, I was on 10. So when I met you, you greeted me with a smile, no matter the fact that you have been waiting for 4 hours for me at the airport.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, driving back and forth.
Well, yeah.
You know, there was nowhere you could park at the airport at the time, so.
Yeah. But even still with that, like you had to circle and then park. You probably left and then came back. Like it was just a lot that we both went through that first time we met.
Yeah.
But you still kept a level head. I was the one on 10, but you were the one who was very calm. You were very smiley when you met me.
Still smiling.
Yes, still very smiley. So yeah, it was very inviting. Like that's what drew me to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you remember the moment you know the relationship was serious?
Do I remember the moment I knew the relationship was serious? Honestly, this might sound a little cliche, but I feel like it was the night after, or the day after, the morning after our initial conversation, when we talked all night, and I was on leave from work because of COVID, so I didn't have work. And I knew that I had kept him up all night, so I was like, okay, well, I'll check on you when you get to work the next day or whatever. I'll make sure you wake up. I don't think I made sure you woke up, but I made sure you made it to work. And the fact that we kept talking the whole day, it was just like, yeah, this feels so different.
Okay. For me, I think there are two moments that stand out, and it was the day when you proposed, and it's not even the proposal. I would say it's a preparation for that trip in general, because you were going to be spending your first special holiday with my family. So that for me was huge, you know? And I was just like, okay, like things are getting a little serious now. I think to push it a little further, when it is that I started, because I feel like when we just started out, we were very much in that honeymoon phase for a very long time, when it is that we're doing distance back and forth. The first time that it really felt real and like what had me shift my expectation when it comes to marriage was the first time that you were working and then you ended up having to go to a hospital because of the Crohn's. So because, I mean, you had told me about Crohn's from when we just started talking, and I had seen like little experiences of it, but I had never seen a flare-up be that serious, where it is that, you know, you had to be hospitalized, and then knowing that you're in another place where I can't reach you, and, you know, at that time, you literally were just able to send me one message on your way there, and, you know, I had to be telling your friends and everything, and I was just like, damn, like, these are the kinds of things that you don't necessarily think about when you think about doing life with somebody. And it was the first time that I kind of had that feeling of, what am I gonna do if he's not around? And that for me is the first time that it felt like super serious in a different kind of way.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it that way because I'm so used to these flare-ups. It wasn't like, okay, that makes sense. We've been together. We've been through some shit.
We have.
I forgot about that.
We have, but yeah, I'll never forget that.
Wow. Okay. How did being in a long distance relationship shape the way we love each other now? I think being in a long-term or long-distance relationship forced us to become friends. Outside of like the physicality of things, like, you know, the sex and kissing and all like the physical stuff, we didn't have a chance to do that often. So I really had to get to know him as a person. Like I had to enjoy talking to him.
Yeah. It's like a different kind of intimacy.
Yeah, for sure. So that I feel like that definitely shaped us because you are my best friend. And like I don't know, it forced me to get to know you, and like I'm extremely happy that did. I don't feel like this relationship would have been what it is
if we didn't do distance first. I agree. What I would add to that is that I think it had us be overly communicative, which I think has been one thing that has stood true from the beginning to the end. You know, we've had to be very open about how we felt about things and challenges when we were doing distance because you're not physically there. And you know, we had to be overly communicative to feel like the other person was included, even when it is that they weren't there. And I feel like that's one of the strengths that we've like kept throughout the nature of our relationship.
Okay.
All right, so looking back, what advice would you give us as a couple just starting out?
What advice would I give us as a couple just starting out? I don't know. I don't know. Take the lead on this one.
I mean, honestly, for me, I don't think I would give any advice. I think it played out exactly how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
I think we started out with this almost youthful, high school-like idea of love. Like, there's a certain level of innocence when we just started out where we were just able to, like, love purely without second guessing things, like wondering if this person is doing this or that, like putting aside all of the relationship traumas that we had before, and really just having, like, you know, that high school, you're on the phone late at night, you messaging every second of the day, like almost addicted to the person that you're with. And if I could go back, I would tell us to do that, like keep that, because dating in your 30s, at the time I was late 20s, let's just get that clear. You don't necessarily find that all the time, you know? Yes, I would say definitely keep that youthful innocence in love.
Yeah. All right. My turn? Okay. What's the hardest thing we've ever gone through together and how did it change us? Okay, so the hardest thing that we ever had to go through together was definitely the immigration process. I feel like it changed us for the better because we, particularly me, had to learn patience and that things cannot always be on my time because it was definitely not. I also feel like it forced us to communicate better. Like, there was a lot of misunderstandings during that time. Like, we both were feeling different things that necessarily wasn't the other person's fault, but we didn't want to say it and make the other person feel like, you know, it was their fault. It was just a lot of confusion during that time, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would say, and you know, it's funny that that's not what came up for me when I heard that question.
Really?
Yeah, as much as I know the immigration process probably has been the hardest thing, for me, I would say it was when it is that I was working and like the job before the one that I'm in now. But when I was doing that and you had like a very early schedule and then I was working from home, but I was learning so many new things and felt like I had to teach myself so many new things. And I don't like failing at things. So it's like, I was prioritizing staying up every night, like trying to do more work. And because I was working from home, I couldn't separate the work from actual home life. And then at that point in our lives, we're like two ships passing in the night. I would be going in the bed when you're waking up to get ready to go to work. And like, I know that affected our relationship in so many different ways. I feel like personally, I was going through depression. And then outside of that, like, we didn't have the same physical connection. We didn't have the same emotional connection. We weren't checking in with each other as often as we did. And, you know, to me, it's like there's no one to place blame on because I feel like some of the things we did too were out of necessity. You know, you working the hours that you were and me doing what I felt like I needed to do at that time too. But yeah, I feel like that was a very hard time in our relationship. And for me, probably the most present thing that I can think of now. Because immigration has nothing to do with us, you know? Like, we really couldn't do anything more than that.
We couldn't. But also, during that time, we dropped the ball with communication, because one of our biggest arguments and our first real argument was because of the immigration. And I feel like that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see what you mean in that time, because that job did change the dynamic of our relationship.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I don't think I can put the blame on you for that, because you really were thrown to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like, you had to really hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I learned a lot from it though.
You did. I'm not gonna sit here and say you didn't.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so what do you still find hard to talk to me about?
Okay. I hear crickets. And sometimes if I have an issue with something, I have a hard time figuring out how to bring it to you. And I think that's partially because of how I used to in the past. I was very blunt, and I didn't have much tact. So now I kind of I second guess what it is that I want to say sometimes, because I'm like, is it worth bringing it up? And then I'll sit on it, and then once I feel like it's been too long, I just won't say anything.
Yeah.
So
okay, I received that. And I mean, what I will say as well, you know, just for me to take accountability to my part too, is that I know I am very analytical, and I know that sometimes that makes it difficult, because me asking questions almost feels like an interrogation, when that's not my intent. It's really like for us to figure out something together, whereas I feel like sometimes it's received as I'm trying to push you to come up with the answer, and I already have the answer sitting on, when it really is like, I get how it would have been that in the past, but now when I do, it's like because I want us to, you know, come to a solution together. Yeah, so I do get that as well, because sometimes I catch myself in the moment when I'm asking certain things, and that's when you see me like pause and like I try to explain my emotion behind the question, as opposed to it just being the question by itself.
Did that happen today?
Yeah, it happened today.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened today. What do I find hard to talk to you about? I would say sometimes telling you about how much I actually do miss certain things, like certain things back in Jamaica, or about my life pre-moving here to the US. And why I find it hard to talk about is because I don't want you to feel responsible, and I don't want you to feel like I would have changed anything, because I do miss some of these things so badly, you know? Even 3 years in now, 3 years me actually fully living here, you know, there's still certain things that I didn't think I would still miss or have difficulty with, like connecting with people in a certain way, or like I think my expectation with people, or like when I'm getting to know people, is more than I feel like I experience, and then because of that I like completely retreat. I find that I have to explain myself, because a lot of the things I do, I'm realizing is a cultural difference, you know? And especially with our lives being at the forefront for people to be able to comment on and criticize, like there are certain things you realize about yourself that you'd never questioned before, because it's just who you are. At least that's how I see it, you know? But then people bring up things and it's just like, wow, okay, you know? So
is there something in particular that you've heard more often than not? And you're just like, well, who I am?
I mean, I wouldn't say that there's any one thing, because they're just small things people comment on.
Mm-hmm.
People will comment on the way that I speak sometimes, and you know, when we used to have the sit downs, people get to hear how eloquent I can be. But then when I'm showing everyday life, of course, I'm speaking in broken English. I'm speaking differently than I would here. And you know, even being at work, like I have people that I get both sides. I get people who are intrigued by the fact that I sound different, and then people who tell me, you need to speak English or you need to go back home or whatever it is, you know? So those are still things that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. But it's one of those things I don't want it to come off as a complaint or like come off that I would change my life as it is now, you know? And I just don't want you to feel responsible because you aren't. At the end of the day, I would have made the same decision.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to me about that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Because you definitely can. I can see it myself, you know what I mean? Like, I see the comments too, and I know the world that we live in right now. I mean, all of you guys do. You see the foolishness that's going on in this country right now. So I completely get what it is that you go through, and I would love to be a sounding board for that. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to talk to me about it because I get it, and it's wrong, and I don't want you to feel like I would feel like you regret your decision because I definitely don't. But I regret being here, and I'm from here. You know what I mean? Like, I told you I would move back. I would move to Jamaica.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, there are certain things that we cannot do. But I would 100% get the hell out of here. Like, I get it. So don't feel like that. You know?
Yeah.
I miss Jamaica too.
Yeah, we both miss Jamaica.
Okay. In what way?
I feel like my knee is about to hit you in the side.
In what ways have I helped you grow as a person? Ooh, my goodness. Okay.
Let me answer first, since it was in what ways have I helped you being me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So to grow as a person, the first thing that I would say is that you have taught me to stand up for myself.
Okay.
Like, you always push me to make sure that no one is just walking all over me. I think my default reaction is to try and be politically correct, or like, you know, try and think about how the other person would feel, which I still think is an important part of me. But sometimes you're like, no, you need to put a bitch in check, you know? And that's something that it really took me some real time to push and grow in those uncomfortable ways that you are a huge part of. I don't think I would have been the way I am now, and like just like not settling if it is that it wasn't for you. And then two, you're also very huge in me being humble but confident at the same time in who I am. I think I always had the humility, but for me it was just like, I don't like the attention. Like, I don't want to tell myself that I'm great. I would always tell myself, oh, you can improve in this way, or there's still work that can be done. Whereas I think you really encouraged me to pause sometimes and be like, oh bitch, like,
you did that.
You exactly.
Yeah.
Like, give yourself some credit and live in that. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Ways that you've helped me grow as a person. So I know it's something I really don't like, but when you spoke about like all of the questions and stuff like that, that helps me to think broader. You know what I mean? It makes me, it pushes me to actually come up with the answer, not rely on you to tell me the answer sometimes. You taught me patience, for sure. In a good way though. Like, I don't have to have it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I can wait and it's still gonna be there and I can still get it because I've always done it by myself, so I always wanted what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make sense to do that all the time. So you've definitely taught me patience. You've helped me grow as a person. You encourage me a lot. And when I feel like I doubt myself, you actually give me the confidence that I need to keep going. Like with Wondersphere, like you kind of just like, you taught me enough along the way, like you helped me. He was like, okay, we'll do it. Like, this is you now. Like, you need to do it. I fucking did it.
Yeah.
Like, I did it. So,
doing it.
Yeah, like, that was you. That was 100% you. And I'm very thankful for that. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's one thing you're proud of in how we've navigated marriage?
I think, I don't know, how can I put this into words? Like, I've always heard multiple people, like multiple couples say, like, you have to actively choose your partner. It doesn't feel like a choice, but in a good way. Like, there's no one else that I would want to do this with. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a choice. It's like second nature. You know what I mean? I feel like we have been able to navigate change.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah.
Like annually.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year.
I would say quarterly.
Like the amount of change that we have experienced in this relationship is crazy.
Yeah.
But it never changes the love that we have for each other. Like, there's nothing that happens or nothing that changes or shifts that makes me not consider being with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to expound on that, or you have something different?
No, I mean, it's kind of in the same vein. For me, it's every challenge that we've had, like, and this is even before marriage, this is leading to marriage, is we've had so many external factors, namely the biggest one, probably the immigration process. But even since then, it went from immigration process to unemployment on my side. Then when it is that I finally felt like, you know, I got to a place where we can contribute somewhat equally, then he went on disability. And you were on disability for much longer than we had anticipated. So it's almost like anytime you know, they say like one step forward, two steps back. I don't feel like we've taken two steps back, but we've definitely taken one step forward, one step back.
Because now that we're back to work,
yeah, then your job situation might be changing again.
Yeah, like, gosh.
And you know, it's so easy for those things to really stress someone out so much that it then puts pressure on the relationship. And I feel like our relationship has been the thing that has really kept that solid foundation where we're not crashing out because of our individual or joint struggle. You know, and in the midst of it, like, we've still managed to achieve dreams, you know, being this house and still creating community around us, and, you know, like, developing our family life, which for me has probably been the thing that I'm happiest about, is just how we've really cultivated this big family relationship, like you with your mother, me with my parents, the relationship that we have with BJ, and then with the different players as friends who I consider to be a part of that family structure, like Whitney and Brandy, to me are an extended part of our family, that they help with raising BJ. They play a role that's so important that I can't put into words, you know? How do you think I've changed since the early days of our relationship?
You're a lot meaner. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. How do I think you've changed since our early days? I will say the confidence is there. I can see it. I think that's the biggest thing that I can see, is that you do exactly what you say, and you really sit in the fact that you are killing it at work. and it's something to be proud of. But I feel like a lot of other things are the same. Like, you are still a cheeky.
Okay. Yeah. How do I think you've changed? I think you have really tapped into your emotions so much more than when we just met. Particularly when it comes to, empathy and just the way that you've grown as a father, especially. That for me has been one of the biggest changes that I've witnessed. And like, it's a very nice one to see. I feel like before you used to like really concentrate on how you felt about something or viewed something, whereas now I think you really do put a lot of time and effort into thinking about the other people in your circle or who you're interacting with, and like how they could see or feel about something, and you adjust. So I think that's probably the biggest way I've seen you grow. Outside of that, I feel like I've been able to see different parts of you where it is that you've been a whole lot more vulnerable, and I've seen you gone through struggle, but then I've also seen you pick yourself back up, which for me is a beautiful thing to see, because you didn't necessarily need a whole lot from anybody else to do that. So it was nice to see that you literally just woke up one day and decided, okay, I'm not happy with certain things in my life, I'm gonna change it. And it literally is, you just wake up the next day and you start changing it. I mean, everything, like with health, that's a huge one. And that has encouraged me to like stop making excuses for certain things and doing it as well. And like by me supporting you in some of the things that you change, like it's also changing my life in a better way. So I would say that that's one. Two, when it comes to business, like not everything is going to work out the way that you want it to, but you don't let it phase you. You'll be like, okay, well, I'll put this to the side for now and I'm going to try something else. Like other people would have been discouraged and been like, okay, now I'm just going to stick to my 9 to 5. But you will try and try and try again.
Okay. Making me feel good. Where are we?
Right there.
Right? Is there something in our relationship you think our audience doesn't see enough of?
And this is our YouTube audience, of course.
Yeah. And, I don't really... I think they don't see enough of the happy side of me. People really think I'm a bitch. And I can be. So, I mean, you're not necessarily wrong.
The two things can be true at the same time.
But, like, I am a good time. I'm not, like, a stick in the mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't get to see the silly side of me where I'm extremely stupid. But I only feel comfortable doing that in front of him.
Yeah.
So that's something that I don't know that you guys will get to see unless he puts a camera up that I don't know he has up. But yeah, there's a completely different side of me that it's kind of hard to show on camera.
I mean, that's my answer. It's not even for you in particular, but just the silly side of us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people like just know how ridiculous we are when it is that we're playing with each other. We'll be running each other down the house, poking each other in the butt, and like even in the jokes that we make with each other, and we do it so often. But it's just one of those things, like if you're holding a camera like this, it's not gonna feel authentic doing that in the moment. But we truly have so much fun with each other day to day in our relationship. And I wish that you guys could see that. We have to get a reality TV deal or something, right? For you to be able to see all of that. I would also say too, though, the way that we deal with conflict, because people are probably never gonna be able to see, because I don't believe in
arguing.
I'm not gonna sit down and have a camera there rolling and then be arguing and talking about things that truly can affect our relationship. But we've done it before in front of friends, and like people have always said, like, it's so interesting to watch our back and forth, because it's not that one person is just agreeing with what the other person is saying, but I think we really do deal with conflict in such a healthy way. Like saying what it is that we want to say, but also leaving space to really hear and receive what the other person is saying too. So I think it would be interesting for our audience to see, because a lot of people think that we're trying to pretend to be perfect. We aren't. No, we are regular people, but
we get annoyed with each other.
But it's just that at the end of the day, our relationship is more important than any view, any subscribe. So not gonna compromise that. How has our content creation strengthened or tested our relationship?
Ooh. Oh boy.
It's done both.
It's definitely done both. It's strengthened our relationship because it helps communicate. It helps us communicate better. We get to really express how we feel about certain things off camera, and that's also the test as well. Because if I have an idea of how I want to do something, it may not necessarily be the way that he wants to. And we kind of bump heads about it to a certain degree. We don't really like go at it, but we're trying to like explain each other's point. And I feel like sometimes we miss the point somewhere in that. And it creates a little bit of tension for a moment, but
because essentially it's that doing this, we have not only a personal relationship, but also a business relationship too. And when you have a business relationship, of course, there's going to be creative ideas that clash. There is going to be just not work ethic, but I guess the way that we work is different. So you're going to have disagreements there, and you're trying to not have that affect the personal, but then the business is your personal life. So the lines get blurred. I think it has strengthened our relationship though, because when we do, especially when we're doing the Q&As and the sit downs, like we ask a lot of questions here that we've never talked about outside of a recorded video. And it really gives us the opportunity, I think, to deep dive in certain ways that we wouldn't necessarily do it if we weren't sharing it with other people.
Okay. If we stop doing YouTube tomorrow, what would you want people to remember about us?
That we are regular people. We are regular people. We are two men now in our 30s, gay, fathers, multicultural background. We have shared so many moments. People have seen us long distance relationship, get married, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight again. We've gone through so many real life experiences, and just know that whatever it is that you're going through, we just hope that you've seen a part of it in our own journey that we share with you all, because we're just regular people, and that's exactly why it is that we share what we share, is because we just want to see more regular people out there. We hope that people appreciate the fact that not every video is going to be exciting. Some of it is just real boring life. But we're just regular people.
I would have to say the same. We're human too, and we definitely have feelings. So like, we're real people. We're just like y'all,
All right. So, how do you imagine us growing old together?
Still doing the same dumb stuff that we do now. I don't know what chasing each other around the house is gonna look like with my hip and your knees.
Yeah,
So
while we've been wheeling each other, and we're running, wheeling around the
right,
house.
or beating each other with our walking sticks,
playing bumper carts with the wheelchair.
I feel like we're gonna be the same exact us, just aged.
Yeah, in a different form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, and it's one of those things I do look forward to, though. You know, as we get deeper and deeper into marriage, when I see older couples, like I see them and I'm like, I hope we're still like that when we're in our 60s, that we still want to hold hands. We still are going to a little fast food restaurant just to sit down and eat a meal with each other for 30 minutes, you know? But I think it's going to be nice.
Yeah. Is this your turn? What scares you most about our future? Ooh, this is very grim. Death. Like I don't know, just losing people who mean so much to me. Why am I getting emotional? I don't know what my life would be like without you. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's something that is scary for me.
I mean, it's the same. I would say it's the same for me too. You know, it's getting older. Like we've both seen it in. We've both seen it in our immediate family. Like you know, in very close proximity to each other. The toll that life and age and those things take. So yeah, that's the part, of course, that scares me. There's nothing in our relationship that scares me. It's really just growing old and the things that come with it.
Sorry, y'all.
Ooh, jeez, we're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. Okay. If we could give our future kids or younger selves one lesson from our love, what would it be?
One lesson from our love. I would say being it can't just be one lesson. Like the strongest thing or the biggest thing that I feel like is important in any relationship is communication. You have to be able to communicate yourself and effectively do it. Like, gosh, I'm having these conversations with DJ, which is it's crazy. But you have to be able to talk. You have to talk to your partner. So that's definitely the most important lesson I would give our child, that I have given our child about relationships. Was that the question that I answered correctly?
Yeah, if that's how you feel about it, then it's the correct answer. If I could give one lesson to our future kids or younger selves, strive to find that best friend. Love shouldn't only feel like somebody that fits a puzzle piece, because you as people are gonna change over time. But try and find that best friend. I feel like a relationship built on the foundation of friendship is one that is gonna be much harder to break. And if you're looking for somebody that you're gonna do life with, you know, I want that even if some of the things go, that at the end of the day, I know that it's a love that I can't do without. And then, final question. If this was the last time we ever had a conversation like this, what would you want me to know?
I would want you to know that you have changed my life in ways that I don't even think you know. That I love you to the end. Like, you really mean so much to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I show you enough or if I show you how much you really do mean to me, but you really do. I just love you so much. I've never experienced a love like this, yo. Never.
If this was the last time we had a conversation like this, I would want you to know that, again, same for me, I've never experienced love like this. I appreciate you in so many different ways, and there truly isn't a world where I don't see you existing in my heart forever. There are days when I literally just sit down and, you know, think of it, and I smile, and it just randomly pops into my mind so often. And I've never experienced a love where I think of that person every stage of my life going forward. Yeah. I hope that it's not the last time we have conversations like this, and I know it won't be. But yeah, I truly can't imagine my life without you. Alright, well, this was the year 4 Q&A.
Yeah.
Did it feel any different than ones we've done before? Yeah.
It felt different because we didn't have to answer questions that we've already answered before.
Yeah.
And they were very thought-provoking questions. And I tried to go as deep as I could. I don't think we've ever gotten emotional in a Q&A.
At least not for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe not you.
Yeah.
I have before, but yeah, it definitely felt different. Especially because we haven't done this in so long.
Yeah.
But we hope that you guys like the video. We know it is a little bit different, especially for a new audience. But if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any more questions, please comment down below and let us know, and we'll try and answer in the comments. Please share this video with someone who you know wants a little bit more love in their lives. And if you haven't done it already, do what?
Subscribe.
All right, guys. See y'all next year, same time, same place.
Bye.